Hello artists! Today we're going to create dimensional paper sculptures of surfers catching a wave or dolphins jumping through the waves. Let's get started. You will need a pencil, cardstock paper, a Sharpie, scissors, tape, magic markers, or crayons. I'm starting with a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock paper, and I'm folding it into 3 equal sections. 1, 2, 3. The first section will be the background. I'm drawing a horizon line close to the top of the paper. I'm drawing a sunset or a sunrise. In the second section, this is the middle ground. I'm drawing the shape of a wave, and I'm not drawing any details. I just want to have the shape of the wave. Later on, we will draw the details. I'm going to trace over my pencil line so that you can see the waves. Now, the third section, this is the foreground, and it's going to be the shortest section because you need to see the other sections behind it. This is the beach, and I'm drawing a crab and a few seashells. Now I'm outlining the shape of the waves just so that you can see them, but there aren't any other details. Now, get your scissors. I'm cutting out around the crab and the sand, and I'm going into the second section, and I'm cutting the waves, and the waves are a lot taller than the sand, but not taller than the background. On the back side of the second section, this is where you're going to be drawing the details. So I'm drawing some more lines inside of the waves and the tops of the waves. Now I turn the paper back over and I'm back on the first section. I'm using markers and I'm going to use some crayons as well, and I'm coloring in the background. Those are the waves behind the breaking waves, and I'm using markers and crayons, and now the whole section is colored. Notice that I'm folding the paper in, kind of like a Z fold, an accordion fold, and now I'm coloring the back side of the waves. And I fold the paper one more time, and now I'm coloring in the foreground. I have the crab and the seashells and the sand. Even though the foreground is a really small section, it's a very necessary section because without it, the paper would not stand up. Now we're going to build off of the paper. I have a sheet of surfer templates that you might want to use, or you can draw your own surfers. The first thing I'm doing is I'm drawing the shape of a surfboard, kind of like a tongue. I'm cutting out the surfboard. And I'm just looking to make sure it's the right size. And now I'm coloring in the surfboard, and I'm also going to color in the surfer that I'm going to use. This surfer is wearing a wetsuit, and I like that he's reaching up, touching a wave. And that's how he fits on the surfboard. I'm folding in the bottom section under his feet. I'm leaving a little bit of extra space so that he can stand, and see how he's touching the wave. Now I'm measuring with my pencil. Because I want him to touch the wave, I need to measure exactly where that surfboard has to go. And I'm using my scissors to cut a slit right in the corner of the paper. And now I can slide the surfboard inside of the paper. And it looks like I'm going to have to adjust the cut just a little bit. Okay, that's the way I want it. Now I'm going to fold the back end and get a piece of tape. to hold the surfboard in place. And I'm imagining what it must look like to touch the top of the wave as you're surfing. So I want to make sure that his hand lines up just underneath the crest of the wave. And a little bit of tape will hold his hand in place. Okay, the surfer sculpture is finished. And there it is from a few other angles. Dolphins jumping through the waves, part 2. I have a sheet of dolphin templates that you can use, or you can draw your own dolphins. And the first thing I'm doing is I'm coloring a few of the dolphins and that I'm going to use. And I've decided to color in the back of the wave as well, because I'm going to be adding different dolphins in different directions. Get your scissors and cut out the dolphins that you're going to use. Notice that I'm leaving a little bit of extra paper below the dolphin's fin, and I'm cutting into the wave. I cut a slit so that I can slide the dolphin's tail in the paper. A piece of tape will hold it in place. I'm bending the tail so that the dolphin stands up straight. And now I'm cutting out 2 additional dolphins. I want them jumping behind the wave. And I'm leaving a little bit of extra paper that I'm going to fold over and tape to the back of the first section of the paper. And when I fold the paper like the letter Z, you can see the dolphins leaping from behind the wave. But I feel like there's one thing missing. We need a splash of water. So I'm drawing a splash, and I'm keeping an extra tab at the bottom, coloring it in some blue, cutting out the splash, folding the tab over so that I can tape it to the side of the paper. And there you have 2 dolphins in the background jumping out from behind the wave. 3D paper sculptures, dolphins jumping through the waves, or surfers catching a wave. I had so much fun making paper dimensional sculptures with you today. I can't wait to see the sculptures that you created.